And if listeners, law enforcement listeners are out there, try this little trick. And it's something I don't share a lot, but I'm going to share this with your listeners because they're probably pretty cool and into weird shit.
If they're listening to me, yes, they're weird.
Yeah, they're weird. They're weird shit. Go to Hobby Lobby. Go to Hobby Lobby and buy some of these magnet clasps.
Magnet clasps. Okay, he's showing that on the screen, or go watch the YouTube of this.
Yep. Get one of those magnet clasps and tie it on one of your fingers. As a searcher, if you're looking for something on somebody's person, these are magnetic and will be reactive to anything steel. So if there's something steel behind cloth, that is a pretty good hack. Put it on your pinky, put it over your gloves. It'll provide a little tug, and it's actually sensitive. Probably
I like that.
That's made in Tijuana. I came up with that.
Tijuana metal detector.
Yeah, we didn't have Garrett's. So we had to use something, right?
The reality is a lot of the skill sets and improvisations that you have taught and teach to this day is stuff criminals come up with, magicians come up with. I mean, a lot of different career paths come up with some pretty cool stuff that can be used sometimes for nefarious actions, right?
Yeah. The best breaching class I've ever had in my life was with a burglar. The guy showed us, mechanical breaching 101 with everything from a compact car jack to just nylon straps that he cut out of the back of a Honda, to foam insulation being sprayed into an alarm system. Weird stuff that we then kind of showed around when we were cross training with other people. They would look at it like, "That's some high speed shit. Where'd you learn that?" Armando from the block that steals copper piping from the houses. That's
yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of good information to be gained from bad guys, without a doubt. And even they're not even so bad. Like thieves, I think, have some really cool ways of getting in and out of stuff, which is kind of what I focused on for better half of my career, was clandestine methods of entry. So we went around learning the criminal way of doing things and then the foreign intel way of doing things, depending on how you wanted that signature to look. But before we really get heated, I kind of have a game before the game, because I know that this is going to give us some good conversation. So it's going to be a little bit of a rapid fire. All right. So I'll throw some choices at you. You pick the choice, and then we'll come back and kind of talk through your answers. Does that sound good?
Awesome.
All right, here we go. All right, so first one, sewing needle or fishing hook?
Sewing needle.
All right. A stack of cash or a bag of gold?
Gold.
An analog watch with hands or a digital watch?
Analog watch with hands.
All right. And then a spark plug or a bag of BBs?
Spark plug.
Now this is the tough one. Handcuff key or a bobby pin?
Handcuff key.
All right. And then this is my favorite, and of course I had to include it. Rectal concealment or a subdermal concealment?
Rectal.
All right. Okay, let's circle back to the top. So why sewing needle over fishing hook?
Fishing hook is just a fishing hook. A sewing needle can be modified into a fishing hook. It could be used for suture. It could be used to extract the SIM card on a smartphone. It's a more multi-purpose object than just a fishing hook.
Yeah, totally agree. You can, anything that's small and straight can be turned into just about anything else you need, right? So
yeah.
I'm with you on that one. Okay. Stack of cash versus gold. You picked gold.
Gold is easier to transport. You can melt it down. You can buy what you need to smelt it in a Home Depot. You can smelt it into a plaque, paint it black, put bed liner on it, transport massive amounts of gold internationally if you want to in that way. There's a gold for gold buying places all over the world in most of the places that I move in. So it's a pretty interesting way to carry monetary means without overtly carrying monetary means, and to transform it into liquid, cash if you have to in different places. A good knowledge base of metallurgy, smelting, what gold is, how to test it, how much all that stuff is pretty good to know. specifically just for the ability to have value with you when you need it.
Yes. And I think you agree. And I know I've been preaching it probably just as long as you have, that, bribery is if not primary, but definitely secondary form of income in every country, well, even parts of the United States, but every country outside of the U.S., definitely where you've been operating in Mexico, like they count on that, right?
I was a cop in Mexico, and the questions of bribery always pop up. And yeah, like, dude, of course, bribery is a thing. A thing that a lot of Americans struggle with is that they want to travel with their sense of normal, or what is right, or what is just, or what is fair. And you need to leave all that shit at your house, next to your Glock that you EDC carry every day in Texas. When you travel outside of the confines of the United States, or even sometimes within the United States, because it's very segmented, laws change.
Yeah.
Normal changes. I've been in places in the U.S. where massive corruption was uncovered with local authorities. Ripping off drug dealers and selling that drugs elsewhere. Baltimore. And recognizing some of the same activities that I've encountered. Mexican law enforcement do. But the ability to give somebody cash to let you go, or the conversation that just started in there, and how you would carry it on your person, how you would approach the subject. It's interesting how it's kind of like really foreign to most Americans that kind of haven't traveled.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely a skill set you got to kind of get used to and practice and talk about before you go, so that you don't look like an idiot when you do try to bribe somebody for the first time.
I have a part in the class. I do a urban movement class, which is basically kind of more related to social engineering and things of that nature, like bribery. Yeah. And like I go through a point by point, how could you, or how would you bribe somebody, and what the thought process of the person receiving the bribe would be. Having your cell phone out while the bribery is taking place is probably not a good thing for the person that is receiving the bribe, because he's aware that basically a phone is a camera, right? Carrying your cash that you're going to use for bribery along with your rest of your cash in your bottom pocket is both dangerous and stupid.
Yeah.
So you want to carry things high up. You want to illuminate the vehicle. You want to not hand things directly. You want to put it in a separate space so he doesn't feel like he's going to be caught, taking something. And it's, people say, but that's horrible. Like, why bribery is bad? I know it's a bad thing, but it is something you will have to deal with if you seek to enjoy what the world has to offer as far as experiences. There's good and bad.
Yeah. Well, and it's better than a jail cell.
It's better than a jail cell. Yeah. Or it's better than getting deeper and deeper into troubles that might be more expensive to get out of later on.
No doubt. Good stuff. You're listening to Can You Survive This Podcast? Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe, rate, and share on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.